Agriculture and the food sector or agri-food in Sri Lanka have significant potential for inclusive growth to help alleviate extreme poverty, enhance rural incomes, and ensure food security. The agriculture sector provides the primary source of livelihood for rural communities, which make up about 80% of the total population and accounts for 6.9% of the gross domestic product or GDP. When considered with food and beverage manufacturing, the total share of agriculture and the food system in the national economy amounts to 26% of GDP. But Sri Lanka is prone to frequent climate changes, and the agriculture sector is the most affected sector owing to climate changes. The Climate Smart Irrigated Agriculture Project or CSIAP started in 2019. To improve the productivity and climate resilience of smallholder agriculture in selected hotspot areas, and to provide an immediate and effective response to an eligible crisis or health emergency. It was designed to rehabilitate irrigation tanks, anicuts, canals and drainage systems of 121 cascades in hotspot areas, aiming for conserving water for agriculture to face the frequent water shortage that could emerge against the agricultural industry today as well as in the future. It aims to improve the living condition of the farmer community that is affected by drought, lack of rain in time and adequate water for cultivation. In the beginning, 1,400 irrigation tanks were planned to be rehabilitated under the project to enable over 66,000 farmer families to cultivate 81,468 hectares of land. During the first year of project implementation, cascades were planned for challenging climatic changes. Designs of tanks were carried out using model studies, and all stakeholders were educated on climate-smart agriculture or CSA technologies and practices. Prior to the project, tanks were dried up, people were digging pits in tank beds to take water, paddy fields are barren, children are malnutrition, and elephants come to settlements. During the second year of project implementation, contractors were educated about citizen engagement and safeguards. Bids were advertised, and suitable contracts were awarded for the rehabilitation of tank systems. During the third year of project implementation, the country director and country manager of the World Bank laid foundation stones to build a farmer training school or FTS at Trincomalee, to give hands-on experience on CSA practices and technologies. The FTS was ceremonially opened by the Minister of Agriculture for farmer leaders of the CSIAP. Regional Vice President with other World Bank officials were engaged in an observation tour at the FTS on the 26th of February this year. World Bank Managing Director for Operations with a high-level delegation from the World Bank, Asian Development Bank, JICA and USAID, as well as Minister of Agriculture and Plantation Industries, State Minister of Finance, former Minister of Agriculture and senior officials of the Ministry of Agriculture and Plantation Industries arrived in Trincomalee on the 29th of October this year to observe how the FTS is running to promote climate-smart agriculture in Sri Lanka. 893 farmer leaders, including 346 women farmer leaders, were trained on CSA practices and technologies through a newly established farmer training school. These farmer leaders have trained over 10,716 farmers in their demonstration plots, and they have started cultivating in their own lands. Presently 197 tanks in 69 cascades have been rehabilitated, and 60,457 farmers are cultivating 40,585 hectares of paddy and other field crops in both seasons annually. Also, the rehabilitation of 290 tanks is under various stages of completion, and contracts for rehabilitation of 487 tanks have been signed, though 1,400 tanks were originally planned for rehabilitation. due to the cancellation and repurposing of 44% of project funds to meet the urgent needs of the people in Sri Lanka, the target has been reduced to 487 tanks. Towards the end of the project, 487 tanks in 69 cascades will be in operation, and 70,000 farmers will be cultivating 48,000 hectares of paddy and other field crops throughout the year, and will have their incomes increased by 30%. Ministry of Agriculture reviews the progress of the CSIAP monthly, whereas the National Project Steering Committee reviews the progress quarterly. The World Bank Task Team supervises the project very closely, and regular implementation support review missions are held biannually. The objective of the CSIAP is being achieved through 1. Increased agriculture productivity, 2. Improved water productivity at farm and system level, 3. Enhanced crops diversification, and 4. Increased access to markets and development of market linkages in the 11 hotspot areas that are constituted by tank cascade systems. Bringing all water users and over 10 regulatory bodies on a common platform will 1. Increase the resource base for maintenance, 2. Integrated operation of all the reservoirs will open up new windows of opportunities for water management through cost and benefits sharing, owing to increase in the system resilience. 3. Government agencies will be able to pay greater attention to a system of tanks managed by one organization than several individual tanks that are managed by independent groups, as they will be able to pool the services of a larger number of professionals. And 4. By having a common agriculture program, there is a possibility to easily access and influence the markets with multiple products. The CSIAP, in collaboration with Salata Tech Private Limited, introduced a software application called AgroBiz that works in 3 languages to farming families belonging to 47 agricultural service division areas in 11 districts, where the project is being implemented, to sell their agricultural products at a fair price by avoiding middlemen. The CSIAP handed over 47 multimedia projectors, 47 screens and 47 laptops worth over 30.31 million rupees to the Department of Agrarian Development, on 21st this month by the Minister of Agriculture and Plantation Industries, to conduct training and educational programs for farmers in 47 agrarian service center areas in 11 districts, where the CSIAP is being implemented. The outcomes achieved so far since 2019 reduced crop damage from floods and drought for 70,000 farm families, increased access to irrigation water in yellow season and new intermediate seasons, more efficient use and conservation of water with the water use efficiency by 30%, increased agriculture productivity by 28%, crop diversification increased by 38%, and 10 functional public-private partnerships to enhance resilience of farmer livelihoods and farming systems, and increased farmer incomes by 30%. The cabinet approved a cancellation of $25 million, but this money is not yet cancelled. In the event of releasing this money back to the project, a further period of 18 months is needed to rehabilitate another 191 tanks and develop downstream of 176 irrigation schemes. All these estimates are ready and the procurement process could start immediately. This will facilitate adding another 30,000 metric ton of paddy and 14,000 metric ton of other field crops to the national production and increase the import substitution by $14 million. The climate-smart irrigated agriculture project has been moving successfully forward in 11 districts of 6 provinces, while assisting smallholder farmers to improve their livelihood, because their agricultural ventures are vulnerable to imminent disasters due to climate change. A modernized and commercially diversified sector that creates jobs, delivers nutritious food and generates export revenues, is a crucial long-term strategy for bringing prosperity to rural areas, and ensuring food security for the entire population of Sri Lanka while reshaping its development for a new era.